Is technology just not the greatest thing? I mean, self-driving cars, commercial space flight, the iPhone, instantly connecting with people, a watch that will stop and start this camera, start my car, open my doors. I mean, honestly, has technology not made the world a better place? Has technology not been able to bring us together? And also, more importantly, not been able to educate people in a way and reach people educationally in a way never seen before in the history of mankind?
So are you certain this is what the Earth looks like?
Pretty sure. Almost. I mean, there are some details to be worked out, sure, but the basic concept is sound. Absolutely sound. And one thing, again, we absolutely know for a fact, this ain't it.
So
And there's always one. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Fumbling Through the Galaxy. I'm your host, Severus Snape. Today, we're actually going to be continuing our look at the Gentle Giant statues, specifically the Gentle Giant statues that are based on the 2D animated style Star Wars. So, this, in fact, is not a 2D or a Clone Wars character. This is actually an original trilogy character. And this is a character that has really, really great memories for me, or brings a lot of great memories. I remember as a kid being super fond of this character. I remember as an adult being even more fond of of her place in the Star Wars universe, especially in the EU. More so, the movies really, the original trilogy certainly didn't do a whole lot for the character, but the novelizations did. So I certainly, my appreciation for this character grew more and more through the novelization of in the expanded universe. So this is also a character that underwent a recent name change, and so a recent rebranding, if you will. So I mean, that's obviously not without its controversy. There is a lot of controversy in the Star Wars universe. It is what it is. When you're an IP that's large, you're going to make changes that you think are for the better. Some people will accept it, some people won't. I'm not here to say if it's better or not, and I'm certainly not here to judge their decisions. They do what they think is best for the IP, and I'm okay with that. It literally doesn't change any feelings I have about the character or the memories that I associate with seeing the character, especially in this version of the character. So, of course, if you haven't figured it out, I'm talking about Leia. And so Leia, specifically from Return of the Jedi, has a great figure, or a many iterations of a figure that was known as Slave Leia, or Leia as Jabba's slave. And now, of course, she's been rebranded in the new universe as Hut Slayer Leia, which actually, in a way, is kind of cool because that's really what that particular look is about, right? It's about that moment that she does slay Jabba in his barge. Anyways, again, not here to discuss whether or not that's a good thing, bad thing, but just need to point it out because if you're somebody who does refer to her under the newer terms, Huxley Leia, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if you're somebody who refers to her as she was initially known as Slave Leia, then, again, I've got no issues with that because, that is of its time. And the reason why it's important to preface all that is because this particular statue from Gentle Giant, of course, refers to her as Princess Leia Organa as Jabba's slave. So, I mean, it's right there, right? So, I mean, be forewarned, we're looking at animated Princess Leia Organa as Jabba's slave today, or Hutt Slayer Leia, if you will. Now, on to the figure. The figure, I think, one thing about the Leia figures, I've never really liked the 3 3/4 inch or the 6 inch version, or quite frankly, even the 1/6 versions that I have of her from Hot Toys. However, these Gentle Giant animated statues are amazing. I mean, they so capture her character. I just love the way she looks. She's strong, feminine, powerful, all those things in a statue. Of course, this one, even in this one, she's showing that strength and that femininity that I remember most about Princess Leia as I was growing up as a young man. So, this is her. Again, I think that the animated style suits her best. There is another statue that we will look at, also from the original trilogy, that also features Leia, which I think is one of the, again, one of the best statues or statue sculpture representations of her in the toy universe. Let's go have a look at this figure. Okay, and here's Princess Leia. Hut Slayer Leia. y'all can read at the bottom. So yeah, there she is in all her glory. As I said, like, these maquettes are just, man, I love the detail in them. I love the sculpt. I think, you know, does it look like Carrie Fisher? Of course not. Does it look better than some of the sculpts I've seen? Hell yeah. So there she is from the side profile again. And here we have Princess Leia out of the box. I mean, look at the detail on this maquette. I mean, it's just great. Colors are dead on. Sculpt is dead on. The shape. You know, the detail in her braids. Detail in her, I guess, what is that? It's not a bikini, but it sure as hell isn't a lot. But the detail is great. I mean, Salacious Crumb looks fantastic. Even his little toenails, you know, his eyes, his mouth. I mean, it just looks great. Little bastard. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing to complain about with this figure. I mean, it looks fantastic, right? And I mean, the other thing that's really, really cool about it is this chain actually moves. So you can, you could do whatever you want with that chain in terms of laying it across her, above her, like whatever you want, right? So, I mean, damn, this is a nice figure. So one thing to note is, as I said, most of them scale to 10 inches. This clearly, she's like kind of sitting down, so this is not 10 inches. It felt really, really heavy in the box. So I was like, I think before taking it out, I thought, well, this is going to really be a big piece. Taking it out actually isn't as big as I thought, but the level of detail that they put into it is just so good. I mean, it will scale absolutely fine with the other pieces in the series, obviously. Gentle Giant knows what they're doing. But yeah, I was kind of surprised by the size. But then, man, when you see the sculpt, you're like, you know, I guess great things come in smaller packages. So there you have Hutt Slayer Leia, or Princess Leia Organa as Jabba's slave, as they like to call her on the box. Either way, fantastic figure. Hope you enjoyed these videos. See you at the next one.